Welcome. Yes, you're in the new Providence, where niggas get to snapping like they got no common sense. When we approach with confidence, revoking confidence. His offense limp enough to throw the hardest to the fence. So raw is what it is, you can't stop it like jail runs. And ain't no topping him, he's opposite of well done. Rare without care, put clocks on the line. Comfortable with my flow, it's like I got Crocs on my rhymes. No, rocket science, fuck the...
Yeah, F4 back in the building, man. VO the face here with Jay Reezy. Hey, man, it's uncomfortable how much you smile when Cody's shirtless picture comes up.
Man,
Jay Reezy.
F4, we take it all.
We take it all.
We take it all.
All right, man. Cody, Silly C, what's happening?
What's the business? It's your
All
boy.
right,
Let's get him.
It's your boy. We're here with our special guest, no other than the Big Earn. What's up, Big Earn?
What's up, guys?
All right, man. We in here. We're going to get this one popping. We in the AFC South. We're going to let you know what we think, who we think is going to do well, and what we think is going to go on. Now, I have first place teams in the NFC. So I got all the last place teams, and I was sitting here going over them. I called Jay Reeves. I said, Jay Reeves, can you throw me a bone, man? And he threw me a bone, man. He gave me the Tennessee Titans, so we getting this one popping. I got the Tennessee Titans sitting at 9 wins. What do you guys think? Over or under 9 wins for the Tennessee Titans?
It's a rough schedule. But I'm going over.
Yeah, it's a first place schedule. That's what happens when you do well. You got to play other good teams, and now they're in the midst of it. Ryan Tannehill was in one of those things. I'll dive into my storyline. So Ryan Tannehill was in one of those situations last year where he was thinking about, can he make the leap to people are no longer unexpecting the Titans, where they're expecting what they're coming with and everything. Another storyline, huge addition this offseason. I don't know if y'all heard, but if you haven't heard, Julio Jones is now a Tennessee Titan, and that's incredible. They also have the departure of their tight end, Jonnu Smith. So we're just kind of looking at a new phase Titans team. They got them at plus, or actually minus 110 to win the division. So, people are expecting what they're expecting, and they got them at a plus 1,400 to win the conference. So they're saying there's a chance. They're sitting pretty at plus 1,400. This is a team that's given all the major teams in the AFC problems. Kansas City, Baltimore, everybody you can name, because one guy, number 22, Derrick Henry, and I'm going to pass it over to Jay Reeves. What is your thoughts on Derrick Henry, bro?
Man, that's funny you asked me that. I was just thinking about Derrick Henry, man, and I just want to take it back to a couple winters ago. Man, I got into a pretty crazy accident, man.
Yeah.
Got hit from the front and the back
on
a snowy day. I was just sliding around. I say all that to say this. I got home, I looked at my tires. I had no tread on my tires.
Yeah.
I feel like the tread is running thin on Derrick Henry. He may be sliding around out there. And it may not be the way you want it to go. It may not be north and south. It may be east and west. That boy, we were looking at some stats, myself and Ern, today, man, and we were just looking. When running backs, it's crazy. You guys remember when it used to get to 30? The running back, start losing that tread on his tires. We noticed a trend. Running backs are starting to burn out age 27, 28, 29. And Derrick Henry, Big Earn, man, can I get some confirmation on this? How old is he turning this year?
I think it's 27. I can check real quick.
I think he's getting pretty close to 28, guys, and I think he may be running down. He's got a lot of...
Yeah, but one thing those other 28-year-olds had to deal with, they were on their second or third contract. People were starting to stack the box against them. From a coaching perspective, you can no longer stack the box against A.J. Brown and Julio Jones. Back that shit up. They're going to back that ass up like Juvenile. And Cody, as a coach, how do you look at that in your approach? You're all right, you can't bring that safety up to help with Derrick Henry anymore. So we're going to run it down your throat. And I think Vrabel sticks to that. Even with the light tread on his tire, it's going to be a lighter terrain.
Light tread? A ton of tread on those tires.
Yeah, it was light tread, man. That's Derrick Henry, man. He's built different. You got to remember, when we thought about Tennessee running backs, we thought about that bird nest that Chris Johnson had on his head with the crazy dreads. This boy Derrick Henry out there doing it with finesse dreads. His dreads is just just immaculate. You know what I'm saying? We're not used to that from a Tennessee running back. I'm really happy to see that. So I also want to talk to Silly C. What do you think as a coach? What do you think? How you stop that? Can you stop that?
Geez, 6'3", 247.
Jesus.
It's
That
like a refrigerator running at you.
like that's hard to
Get
stop,
out
man.
the way.
And
Get
the
out the
longer the
way.
season goes on, the more people do not want to tackle him. I think that's the biggest reason why he'll probably have a really good year. And I do see he's getting older, so I don't see too many more years. But I think this year he'll definitely have another good one and be running over people just like last year.
Yeah, Derrick Henry should pop off again this year. Look for him at the top of your draft boards. Jay Reeves, you traded me the Tennessee Titans, but that means you had to take the Jacksonville Jaguars. So now make them interesting through word form. That's your job.
Woo! The Jacksonville Jaguars. I got them sitting at plus 600 to come up out the division. That number seems kind of low to me. And on the win total, it's sitting at 6.5. And I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go up on that.
We'll go on there.
Cause I don't know, man. We're just talking about it being like 17 games this year. For some reason, I feel like with this youngster that they got by the name of Trevor Lawrence, they could possibly get to 7 wins, man. Man, the main storyline I got in this is DJ Shark is banged up. They're expecting a lot from Laviska Shenault this year, but they got a young seasoned wide receiver out there by the tender age of like 31. My boy Marvin Jones.
Jones Jr.
Marvin Jones seemed to have a real huge connection with Trevor Lawrence, and I don't know if that's because DJ Shark wasn't out there doing his do, or if that's just his go-to guy, man. I don't know. Marvin Jones may be a sleepy pick in your fantasy draft.
Mm-hmm. And, because you didn't say it, I might as well say it because it's just a fun name to say. Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne. Can we all go ahead and talk about Travis Etienne? I know you've seen him in college, Big Earn. What do you think about the connection and previous connection of Travis Etienne?
I like it, man. I like it. I think it was when it comes to the draft. I think it was like kind of a surprise for them to take that guy in the first round, especially when they have
James Robinson.
Yes, Robinson, and with the year that he was a complete back for him. But I think the training camp buzz was that Etienne was running a lot of wide receiver routes from the slot. So I think they're going to use him in a bunch of different ways. There's definitely a connection there between Lawrence and him, and I think he's just going to be another weapon on that offense.
Yeah, see, you had trouble recalling the other running back's name, and that's because of the disrespect that Travis Etienne has brought to it. Cody, what do you take from the James Robinson disrespect?
I don't know. I think that's like completely disrespectful. His season last year, he balled out. I mean, he is a solid running back.
Yes, sir.
He can catch out
Sidebar,
the
he helped
backfield.
carry me to a championship, even though I don't think he played in the fantasy playoffs, but he helped get me there.
Another sidebar. He got my boy Earn pretty far in the playoffs last year too.
He did, man. Picked him up on the waivers, and the man was in my lineup every single week from the start. Just solid.
My bad, Cody. We ain't trying to step on your toes.
No, perfectly fine. So, but one of the people I want to kind of point out is how will Laviska Shenault Jr.
Laviska Shenault.
Laviska
He's the numbers guy, not the letters guy.
He's a CU guy too.
C'est la vie, baby.
I think this is going to be his third year out of Colorado. I really think he's going to. His second year, out of Colorado. I think he's really gonna step into form this year. A 6'1", 227. Watch out. I think he might actually break out this year.
Man, I agree. With that type of talent, I think he threw a touchdown last year. He has his hands all over everything. and that segues a horrible segue into my next team, Houston Texans. Deshaun Watson might not be there. I'm sorry. I never
Okay.
claimed to be good at what I'm doing. I'm just
I'm
doing
not
it.
sure.
All
I'm
right.
not
So
sure
horrible
if anybody.
segue. So
I like that. I like how you did
all
that,
right,
actually.
here we go. Deshaun Watson, Houston Texans. Cody, talk that shit.
Yeah. So I really don't have much storylines, right? Because everybody knows the biggest storyline. Deshaun Watson, and
Yep.
is he going to be able to be? Is he going to play?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I think that because of him not being able to play, they still kind of might not be in that bad of a shape. But I don't see them being that good of a team.
Are
They
you
do have,
crazy? They got the longest Super Bowl odds at plus 14,000.
yes,
The longest division odds.
but
The
they
long,
have
Plus 23 hundos.
They got Tyrod Taylor. Now, I do know that
Who?
Tyrod Taylor,
that's
you
my
know,
guy.
that's my
He
guy.
got cheated
He
out of
proved,
season
yeah, he
last year.
proved that he could
Y'all,
play.
y'all believe in
His
pharmaceuticals now.
coach, yeah, his coach
He's
punched
nobody's guy.
his doctor punched his lung and he lost his job. I mean, that's what happens. But really, last year, Deshaun Watson had 4,800 passing yards. How do you how do you step in for that? I mean, that created 1,150 passing yards for Brandon Cook receiving yards. So with that, where do you get that from? I mean, they have Driscoll.
Uh-huh.
Is Driscoll going to step in? But
Yeah,
with that, right now their over under is 4.
Under.
under all the way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
plus 12,500 to win the Super Bowl, 7,500 to win the AFC Championship. I don't even think they get close there. I think that should be higher. That's pretty much
yeah.
all I got.
Deshaun Watson has a historical premiere in the league. He's the highest completion rating out of anybody ever. Tyrod Taylor might do well with the likes of Andre Johnson. He ain't there. DeAndre Hopkins. He ain't there.
Will Fuller. What about Will Fuller?
Arian Foster. He ain't there. Will Fuller? Did I hear Will? Oh, he ain't there. Sorry, man. Deshaun Watson's the only dude in the room, and he absent
Oh,
by choice. He's like
and
going to class but telling the teacher, "Mark me absent because I live my life on the edge." We ain't gonna talk no more about the Texans.
Get him
But
out of
no,
here.
no. Actually, I just want to keep it pushing. But Cody, do you have anything? This is your team.
well, no,
I just want
we're
to
just
talk about the people they don't have.
I'm just saying, Tunzel is out indefinitely right now with an injury. Howard's out with the injury. These are
Yeah,
both offensive linemen. Their team is trash.
you focus way too much on the offense because they still got Jadavian Clowney. No,
Who?
they
JJ
they,
Watt?
they still got
JJ Watt.
JJ. Oh, never mind. All right, so we're done. We're gonna keep it pushing. I
Dumpster
don't even
fire.
know who's on this squad right now. The last team we have to talk about in the AFC North is the Indianapolis Colts. This was a Super Bowl favorite a couple years ago. They have the roster. They might have a better roster than the team I root for, Denver Broncos, but they might not. One thing they don't have solved is that quarterback. And Big Earn, it's on you to talk about it.
The Colts coming at plus 140 to win the division. Over under on the wins 8.5. I'm definitely taking the over on that. Definitely taking the over on that. There are some question marks with Wentz and their star guard. And the way it's trending now is that they're both going to be back for week one, if not week one, week two. And let's not forget that Wentz was an MVP candidate with
Oh, we
his
forgot that. We forgot that. His team
with
forgot
37
that.
touchdowns through, I think, 12 games he had that one year. So this is probably one of the top two offensive lines in the league. You have a great running back with Taylor there. I definitely think that, and the defense. I mean, we can't forget that defense. That defense is, I think, really underrated. They're one of the top units in the league. Just some stats, some numbers here. They play 6 games this year against bottom 4 defenses. So 6 games. So more than a third of their schedule is against the worst defenses. I don't care how bad Wentz is. I think they're going to beat those teams.
Yeah.
They have the 9th easiest schedule this year. So I definitely think with the defense, with the running game, they're definitely going to get above 8.5 wins this year for sure.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, I mean, you definitely means like you're for sure, and I'm not for sure they're gonna do that well. They got a decent coach. The Wentz thing scares me because you're like Wentz is gonna do this and that, and I just don't know if Wentz is gonna be there. We just called a roll call of attendance for the Texans, but I mean, I'm just gonna leave it up like to the Jay Reese and Silly C. Let's name the Colts receiving core one at a time. Jay Reese, go first.
Michael Pittman.
Cody, go. Stop looking at the computer. Stop looking at your other screen.
I have no idea.
Paris Campbell.
T.Y. Hilton.
Paris Campbell.
T.Y.
Hilton. There we go.
Mo Alley Cox. They still got, Jack Doyle. That's all I know.
Nyheim Hines. He's probably one of the better third down backs in the league. He's catching 50, 60 passes.
So, and Marlon Mack, you know what I'm saying, back this year. So it's the return of the Mack, but Taylor looks promising. The Colts look promising as a team. And, that was just a solid segment by a solid team that I put together. Jay Reese, Big Earn, Silly C. Shout out to all you guys, man. We covered the AFC North. We're going to keep this shit pushing. Fuss. Make sure if you fuck with us, subscribe to the channel so you stuck with us. Here we go.
Yes, sir.